We're kicking off today with Jade Cargill, who was attacked during this week's Smackdown by an assailant and laid out on the hood of a car, and now WWE has given a statement. Breaking: Jade Cargill has been diagnosed with the following injuries: deep lumbar paraspinal muscle contusions, bruised kidney, sprained MCL in her right knee, tibial plateau bone bruise of her right knee, facial lacerations. There is no timetable for her return. Fightful Select reports that the angle was reportedly done to cover a legitimate injury, but details about that setback aren't public knowledge at this time. On SmackDown, Nia Jax was questioned if she was behind the attack, but some fans are suggesting that it may have been Bianca Belair who betrayed her friend. While Belair was in the ring when footage of Cargill was shown, it's possible she attacked Jade before her match, or she paid somebody to take out her tag team partner. Do you think Belair is behind the attack, or is there someone else who committed this heinous act? Give your predictions down below. SmackDown also saw the OG Bloodline with CM Punk brawl with Solo Sikoa's Bloodline, and Tama Tonga was certainly feeling worse for wear after this collision. In footage shared by WWE, Tonga can be seen receiving medical attention following the brawl, with his lips busted open, and the former tag team champion required stitches. Despite this, Tonga was unfazed and joked that his wife is gonna love his luscious lips, and this injury won't keep Tama Tonga from stepping into War Games this Saturday. Earlier this month, Alexa Bliss teased her WWE return with a tweet asking, "Where's Alexa?" And now the former women's champion has again teased a comeback. On her Instagram stories, Bliss shared a post-workout photo and made clear that she'd been training, exciting fans eager to see her back in the ring. Bliss hasn't wrestled for close to 2 years, and fans have speculated she could be part of the Wyatt 6 angle, and what do you want to see from Bliss when she's back? Sound off below. Bobby Lashley had a successful pay-per-view debut in AEW as he topped Swerve Strickland in a statement-making victory for the Almighty. Lashley dominated early on, but Strickland showed his patented resilience and fought from underneath, even delivering a Swerve stomp that could only seal a 2 count. Lashley would fend off this comeback and trapped Strickland in the Hurt Lock, earning the victory by referee stoppage as the official decided Swerve couldn't continue. Post-match, the Hurt Syndicate rolled Prince Nana into the ring, and Lashley delivered another Hurt Lock in a statement-making performance at his first AEW pay-per-view. MJF bested Roderick Strong in their meeting of 2 of AEW's most technically gifted stars that saw MJF target the hand of Strong he attacked early into the match. Strong, known as the Messiah of the Backbreaker, targeted the back of MJF, but it was the scumbag who earned the submission win with the Salt of the Earth armbar. MJF added a steel chair to the mix for good measure, and Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom came out to make the save, though after MJF did most of his damage. Kyle O'Reilly aggressively confronted his former friend and tag team partner to close things out and continue their story, and this was a good match that wouldn't have been an effective opener. It was a long, arduous journey for Daniel Garcia to claim his first non-ROH title in AEW, but he did just that at Full Gear by winning the TNT Championship. Jack Perry dominated early and often and outclassed Garcia for the first half of the match, but the challenger finally mounted a comeback, waking up the crowd in the process. Garcia kicked out of everything the champion had before having one last fire-up, which saw him lock in the sharpshooter to get the submission win and the TNT title. This was a fine match, hurt by how the layout early on greatly impacted the audience's investment, and the post-match celebration being cut short didn't help either. Mariah May was at Full Gear to celebrate her reign as AEW Women's World Champion, a celebration teased since she won the gold at All In. With Mina Shirakawa with her, May spoke about killing the AEW Women's division since winning, and the two celebrated with a dance before things took an ugly turn. May tried to hit Mina with a champagne glass, but Mina ducked and kicked the glass out of her hand before spearing May off the entrance ramp through a table. This marks the end of May and Mina as allies on screen, and fans can expect to see Shirakawa in the title picture against her former friend from now on. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher stole the show with their match at Full Gear, which saw the excitement build before either man threw a punch. Ospreay wore Punisher-inspired gear, while Fletcher had a star-making entrance, complete with crown and proto-star graphics that elevated the importance of this much-anticipated match. Fletcher absorbed everything Ospreay threw at him in this grudge match, even countering an attempted Tiger Driver 96 to send his former mentor into the steps with a Tombstone Piledriver. From there, Fletcher fought through every last gasp attempt at a comeback and delivered a brainbuster on the ring ropes to score easily the biggest win of his career. This was a career-defining win that should launch Fletcher up the card in AEW, creating a bright future for the 25-year-old and showing Ospreay's selflessness to put his friend over. On the Full Gear Ground Zero show, Buddy Matthews won a four-way that included Dante Martin, Commander, and the Beast Mortos, and surprised fans with his entrance at the show. As Matthews stepped onto the ramp, he executed the iconic stomp of his wife Rhea Ripley in a fun nod to one of WWE's most popular superstars on the AEW pay-per-view. The Ground Zero show also saw internet sensation The Rizzler served as the timekeeper for the match between the Costco guys AJ and QT Marshall. Rizzler was accompanied by Paul Wight in a rare appearance for the Giant, who last wrestled for AEW on the November 15, 2023 edition of Dynamite. On WWE Raw, Ludwig Kaiser is a fixture of the show, thanks in part to his allegiance to World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, but this week, Kaiser took a trip down memory lane. The Imperium member made an unannounced return to the legendary German promotion WXW at their Broken Rules event, his first appearance for the company since 2019. Kaiser confronted WXW Unified World Wrestling Champion Peter Tiani during the event, leaving fans to speculate on a potential title match between the two. More from GCW as Ricky Starks appeared at the Dream On event and addressed his hiatus from AEW, where he hasn't wrestled since March. He said, "One thing about me, passion runs through my blood, and I'll be damned if I sit at home and get frozen out. I'll be damned if I sit at home and let my career dwindle. I'm 34 years old, I'm healthy, I'm goddamn good looking, and most importantly, I'm a generational superstar." While Starks is far from happy for being snubbed by AEW, Fightful Select reports that Starks was backstage at Full Gear, and it remains to be seen when, if ever, he's back on TV. In the best match of the night at this point of the show, Mercedes Moné narrowly retained her TBS title and repeatedly targeted the knee of Kris Statlander. The CEO kept the injury fresh in the minds of fans, but Statlander showed resilience, frustrating Moné as she kicked out of everything the champion had. Statlander hoisted Moné for a tombstone, but the champion pounded at the knee and even bit the leg to escape, sending the challenger to the ropes. Moné scored a rather lethargic roll-up to win a great showing of the women's division, and it shows what the women in AEW can do when given enough time to go out and have a match. Switchblade Jay White earned his fifth victory over a Hangman Adam Page by countering an ankle lock from the Cowboy into a Blade Runner to get the pin. The finish concluded a smartly wrestled match that saw Page target White's ankle throughout, while the Switchblade targeted Page's knee. The fans were mixed for this one, with neither man being a clear-cut babyface, with dueling chants for each competitor throughout the match. Each man overcame a hobbling injury to battle deep, culminating in a somewhat upset by White, and after the match, Page attacked White and hit a right hand on Christopher Daniels. Commentary questioned what this latest loss will mean for the psyche of the former AEW World Champion, whose character continues to grow more unraveled. Private Party put their AEW World Tag Team titles on the line in the show's opener, defending against the Acclaimed, the Outrunners, and the Kings of the Black Throne. Quen and Zay retained in the action-packed opener that continued to highlight the Outrunners and put over the ferocious nature of Malachi Black and Brody King. The match also furthered the issues between Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, issues that will lead to an inevitable and overdue in the eyes of some fans end of the Acclaim. The crowd was unfortunately not as hot as you'd hope for a pay-per-view opener, but in the end it had a strong closing stretch for everyone except Caster, who never had the fans on his side. Konosuke Takeshita retained the AEW International title against Ricochet in a match that had quality spots, but felt longer than it needed and never really lived up to its potential. And in the main event, Jon Moxley retained the AEW World title against Orange Cassidy thanks to interference by Wheeler Yuta, but things got crazy after the match. The Death Riders tried to poison Cassidy with cleaning solution before Hangman Page made the save, and Christian Cage teased cashing in his title shot. Jay White stopped that happening, and Darby Allin wrecked his car into the pickup that the Death Riders used to rush away from the arena. The heels commandeered another vehicle to escape, while a bloodied Allin vowed that things weren't over, ending Full Gear with a chaotic cliffhanger and tease of what's to come.